Well, hello there. I am Coach Dana Spencer, and I just want to share right now. I believe that everybody is on pins and needles. Everybody is looking for, I said everybody, a lot of people are looking for that secure job, that job that they feel like is inflation proof, as well as the job that is going to help them to get to their retirement. And what happened to having joy? What happened to doing something that you love? And it was 2018, and I remember there were my leadership, a lot of them were retiring. And I remember thinking, when I turn 55, I want to be in a position to retire if that's something that I want to do. So I called up my mortgage company, and my mortgage was going to be paid off in 2027. I'll be 55 in 2025. And I remember thinking, whatever that difference is, whatever they give me should cover that difference. And then I met a lady, shout out to Miss Shakita, that said, retirement is a number, not an age. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was the first time that I heard anything like that. And so what she meant by that was, if I can determine what that number is for me, and it's different for everybody, but how much are my expenses? Are they $3,000, $5,000, $7,000? What are my expenses? And if I can use real estate to get that amount of money passive every single month, then retirement becomes when I choose to retire. And I don't know about you, but I want to be in control. And I know, as women, drop a comment if you are like to be in control. I want to be in control, and I don't want to give my future away to someone else. And so when I met Miss Shakita, and I was like, I want you to be my mentor. She became my mentor. And I ended up buying my first rental property in 2021, in March of 2021. But before that, I was like, where am I going to get this down payment from? Like, typically you need anywhere from 10 to 25% as a down payment to get started investing in real estate. And I was like, where am I going to get that money from? So I called up my 401k company to see how much the balance was. I called them in November of 2020. And at that time, my balance was like $170,000. And I was like, whoa, I didn't think I had that much. So by March, when I actually found my first property, March of 2021, the balance was 200,000. So I ended up borrowing $30,000 from my 401k. So when you borrow money from your 401k, when you take out a loan, when you pay that loan back, you're actually paying yourself back with interest. How cool is that? And so that's how I was able to purchase my first rental property. Actually, I'm in that property right now. And what about you? What is real estate a tool that you can use to get some passive income? So that's what I want to share with you. I have a webinar coming up on June the 10th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can look at it as a lunch and learn. And I want to share how I have been able to use real estate to ultimately, you could say retire early, but that's not really true, to change, pivot into doing something that I enjoy doing. And you might be thinking, well, I don't know if I would enjoy real estate or not. That's what I want you to do. I want you to come to the webinar and let's have a conversation. Let's explore if real estate can be a tool that you can use in order to start doing what you love. Because here's the other thing. Like I said, with everybody, with a lot of people being afraid, what are you doing to help out with that? So when I was on my day job in corporate, my boss that I had, she ended up getting a promotion, and then I got another boss. And you all know what that's like, right? You get another boss, they don't know anything about you. Sometimes you're having to train that person because they don't know anything about the department, and they come in and they make changes and they don't know anything about what's going on. And it's just a tough situation. You've been there the longest and you have to end up training the person, and it's just tricky, right? And so what about working on something where you can be earning passive income while still on your corporate job. I'm not saying for anybody to quit their corporate job. I'm not saying that at all. But if COVID didn't teach us anything, COVID taught us not to put all of our eggs in one basket. What types of multiple streams of income can you have just in case you do receive that 60-day notice? And I'm not one of those scary type people, but I do believe that we should be working on multiple ways to get to the Kizash in order to help us to feel secure. Real estate has been around forever, and so many people have made millions of dollars investing in real estate. And you might be wondering, and you might have been thinking about real estate, but you're like, well, how do I get started? And what do I need to know? And what are some of the mistakes that people have made with real estate? So you've got questions, and I want to provide you with answers. But here's what I want. I want your real objective. So if you have been thinking about investing in real estate and you have questions, drop those in the comments so that when the webinar comes on June the 10th, I can address those concerns. Because what I have always been taught is that the first concern is not the real concern. And so we need to get to your real concern so that we can address it. A lot of times you're thinking about, oh, I don't have time to put another thing on my plate. Who, not how. Who do you need in your life to help you? And I talk about that too, is that real estate is a relationship business, and you want to build relationships with the people that you need in order to help you while you still have your corporate job and invest in real estate at the same time. It's called a general contractor, is one of the main people that you need on your team. Shout out to DeAndrea Robinson, who was my general contractor, who she held it down while I was in corporate America. Who is your DeAndrea Robinson? Who can you build relationships with in order to help you to get to the finish line? There are so many, and I don't want to overwhelm you, but there are things that you can work on now so that you are building a team and you're building the future of your legacy, right? And so I just want to have a conversation with you. And lastly, before I go, I was at the 100 Wise Women event yesterday. Shout out to Marita for her resilience and her faith and just so many of and her inspiration. But the word that she kept talking about, a lot of things, and her volunteerism, how it's strategic. And so, but the one underlying thing that I kept hearing her say was community. And that was the confirmation that I needed in terms of, as I bring women together, let's invest in real estate together so that you don't have to feel like you're alone on this journey. I'm going to have a cohort of women that we can invest in real estate together so that you don't feel like you're doing all of this alone, right? And so just come to the webinar on June the 10th so you can hear about more information, more of what I have going on, more of what I'm building, because this is a movement. Like, we have got to get focused on the right thing and block out the distractions that are going on in the world. What are you going to be focusing on? How are you going to be developing yourself personally so that you don't get caught up in the noise? This is a great time to learn something new and a new way to make money, a new way to stimulate your brain so that you're not frustrated and have anxiety and fear about what's going on. Let's do something right now that is going to change the trajectory of the rest of your life. So I'm going to drop the link to the webinar, June the 10th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look at it like a lunch and learn. And I would love, love, love to have you there so you can understand how investing in real estate has helped me and my family personally, and how it can potentially help you and your family. And lastly, I said that already, I sound like a preacher, right? Lastly, I will say this: when you register for the webinar, you're going to get a free download of a document that I created on finding out, is using some of your 401k, is that going to be the best decision for you? And I just break down the pros and the cons and see if that is something that would be helpful to you. So you can get it free when you register for the free webinar. So 2 freebies, free registration to the webinar, as well as a free download. And what I want you to do for me is put in the comments what is an objection you have, so that we can work on overcoming that objection together. Or send me a direct message with whatever you're concerned, but I need your real concern, not the one, oh, I just don't have time. Like the first thing that comes out of your mouth. No, I want the real objection. What's your real concern, so that we can address those? So that, here's what I don't want. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when there have been millionaires as a result of investing in real estate, and you look like, I wish I had done that. And I don't want that to be you, right? So let's jump on this movement of investing in real estate, and let's change the trajectory. Like, let's all be up together until June the 12th. 10 days until the webinar. I want to see you in the place.